From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Simoni Lawrence.
Welcome to Tiger Cats Game Day on the Ticats Audio Network. It is Friday, September the 20th, and tonight, 7 p.m., the Tiger Cats are taking the 6, headed to Toronto for the third game against the Double Blue. This one is important, a divisional game, and the Ticats, whenever they head east on that QEW, it's always a game worth watching. Simoni Lawrence, I know that you're going to be there. Are you ready for this game?
Listen, this is must-see television. First of all, let's give the people what they've been asking for. The bell has rung. The Butler is up. I said the bell has rung. The Butler is up. Let's go to work. This is a big day game here, you know, and not only just a big game just for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, but also a big game for the Toronto Argonauts. They don't want to get swept by the Hamilton Tiger Cats, especially in their home. And McManus is coming back to seal this team together. This very much split up Toronto team. They needed their McManus to put the glue back together. But listen, the bell has rung. The Butler is up. We got an all-star running back that's been in the cage hungry. And if Butler is anything that I think he is, this is the type of game you get to look everybody in the eyes and tell them who you are. You know, like as a football player, like let's show them who you are as a football player. This is the best type of football like you could possibly ask for when you get James Angry Butler on the football field, running stuff over, catching passes, dropping in his hips and going through chin scraps on pass protection. Don't get it messed up. We paid money to get James Butler. So let's cut that stuff out the window, all that. Like, this is a high-performance business, and our jobs is to make sure everybody is performing at their highest level. And look, I'm happy to see James Butler come back and perform at his highest level. This is must-see television. I heard there's traffic on the way back. Hey, I'm calling a helicopter. I need the helicopter. We're flying into Toronto.
Call Uncle Bob. Get the chopper.
We're
getting to the game by any means necessary. And you know what? This is going to be an exciting game. There's a lot on the line. The Ticats turning the season around right now, 4-9 on the year. They're looking to get another one in that win column. And this game is one where everybody will be motivated. There's no shortage of storylines in this one. There's a couple of guys who are headed down to that injured reserve, whether it's the 1 or the 6. So there's going to be some changes in the lineup, but that precipitates change, as they say. So you've got Butler back in the lineup, but then again, you also have some guys coming out of the lineup. Jonathan Moxey had an interception in the last game. Casey Sales, who's been a staple in that defensive line, he's also out of the lineup. So we're looking at most of those changes on the defense. So we've got a couple of defensive backs who are going to be stepping in on special teams, and then also up front. And really, the Ticats need to win this game, I think, on defense, because the strength of Toronto has really been that attack. So what is it going to take for the Ticats to come out early in this one and set the tone?
Courtney, like you said, I think the defense is going to have to come out and win the game, and that's what's going to have to come out and happen. We're dependent on the defense to set the tone. You remember when the defense got on the field on Labor Day, and we said we needed them to set the tone, to make a spark happen? Listen, if they didn't get an interception the first play of the game and set the tone, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats rode that victory all through Labor Day, and that's what has to happen. This defense has to set the tone. It's not going to be easy because we're missing Casey Sales, who is one of the best two-gap football players that you can have in this league. Sometimes the linebackers don't even have to see these running backs because Casey's I'm right here. Now I'm right here making the play. And in the Chris Jones defense, you know you need those guys to be great two-gap players. So we're going to be missing Casey Sells. So we got to step up there. And then Moxie, who's been playing the sand position, who's coming in. Cartel Loyal. They call him CFL. His name's Cartel. You know, Cartel Flowers, he's going to come and get to play a lot of football. He still has a lot of reps that he has to take on special teams, but he's going to come and play a lot of football, and that's somebody that the club is very high on and expect a lot from. And when you get an opportunity to perform and everybody's trying to push you over the hump, you perform.
Yeah, and for Cartel Flowers Lloyd, I mean, he's a guy this is his second year now. He's got experience learning the defense. He hasn't had too many opportunities to be in a starting role, but this will be a pivotal one, that Sam linebacker position. You're in the box, you're in the slot, covering sometimes the other team's most shifty receivers. You're covering the possession receivers. You're going to have to get into the deep zones of the field, underneath zones. It's a very versatile position that asks a lot of players. For him and for Chris Jones, do they change any of the strategy on the defense, or are they giving Cartel Flowers Lloyd and the rest of that back end the full playbook to execute?
Oh, it's the full playbook. Chris Jones is not a guy that's going to dumb it down to make somebody else comfortable. And this is one of those games where I already think that Chris Jones may have a more simpler game plan in general than what Cartel's brain is used to, because, you know, we're a bit like back in the day, we check everything. We see 23, we know what we're going to 14, we know what we're going to 32, double tight, like we're check football team. We out there playing chess. People really thought we was just playing football. Like we really out there playing football. So, but the cool thing about Chris Jones' defense is it's really shell based. You know, the guys don't move around a lot. You got your shell, you got your spot, you got hook to curl, you got curl to flat. Like, it's very simple. Like, I don't think it's going to be a lot of time where he has to think whether he's coming off or, but it's going to be a great opportunity for Flowers Lloyd to come in here and produce. Like, they won't simple the game plan down now, nor would they need to, because I think it's time for him to step up and make plays. And, you know, we have a lot of different ways where Cartel is going to be in great positions to make plays, and I think we got a great staff over there to do that.
Yeah, so the check football that you mentioned, that's where the defense is going to the line of scrimmage. They might have a base call, but depending on what the offense does, the defense's play call changes. If the offense lines up with, you mentioned 23, 2 receivers to the strong side, 3 to the weak side. Okay, we're changing that up. We're running this coverage. Oh, wait, they moved. Now they've got
41
to the strong side, 4 to the strong side, 1 in the bounce. Okay, change that. We're gonna run
hey, I'm gonna lock the back. Hey, you got him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stay over top of you and wait for the back to come out.
You see, now that is that's very. It's not that there's not the one right defense to play. This is just a type of defense that's multiple. It changes a lot. It requires everybody to communicate a lot, and it also requires something that the Ticats don't necessarily have, which is a lot of older guys who've been playing together for a long time. So you make a good point. Chris Jones' defense, shell defense, means, you know, we have our coverage we're going to play. That's going to be what it's going to be. There might be a situation, if it's an extreme one, where we get out of it, but line up, play fast, be physical. That's the strategy.
Exactly.
So let's go on the other side of the ball now. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about, you mentioned, we were saying who's going to be the quarterback, and now we're talking about who's going to be the quarterback.
And then Bo was like, I'm the motherfucking quarterback. Yo, Courtney, I live for this kind of stuff, yo. Like, I'm such a person that likes to see how somebody battles some adversity, because nowadays I think people got it too easy in life, you know? Just a lot of stuff get given to people. I want to see somebody go through something and then show me you still that same person. And look, Bo Levi this season is showing that, look, I'm the same me. I'm going to come out. You know what? I don't lose on Labor Day. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in Calgary or in Toronto or Hamilton. I don't lose on Labor Day. And that was one of those big flexes that, like, you know, when he get his Hall of Fame jacket, he going to be able to pop it, you know? Because, like, you got to talk high-level stuff when you're around the big dogs of football. So that's one of those things, like, man, all my coaches never beat me on Labor Day. I don't want it on both sides. And it's fun. It's different level of, like, where he gets to pop it at this point, and the adversity responses. They was going to, what? And now look at this. I'm going to take them to the cup. I'm going to win 6 in a row. You know? So, we know who's our quarterback, but Bo is like.
Yeah. Bo was the guy. I wonder what Bo had playing in the headphones before the last game. What's he gonna have playing in the headphones in Toronto?
Listen, this is what Bo gonna have on, because he's still cut from Mark Clough still, he's still your old head playing. He got that 50 Cent on right now. Right now I'm on the edge, so don't push me. I straight for the head, so don't push me. I got something for that. Keep thinking.
Yeah. So we got a quarterback who's in the zone, leading the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He's got a new running back behind him. He's got the Travis Hunter of the CFL, Lawrence Woods III, who's lined up as slot back, but also returning kicks and playing
I would
DB.
say that that's Tim's spot. But the way Lawrence took that punt return back, I need to see a couple of screens.
Well, this team has a lot of options right now. And, I mean, in the CFL's game, you really do have to have a strong defense, a strong offense, and strong special teams. And, I mean, you've got two of the top 6 pass catchers in the league in Shamar Bridges and in Tim White. Both of those guys are, number 5 in yards with 850 is Tim White. Number 6 with 824 is Shamar Bridges. These guys are getting the ball a lot, and they're doing numbers. But then you go over to the other side of the field. You got Stephen Dunbar Jr., who was giving the other team headaches last week.
Freaking
catching tunnel screens, catching outside. He's a tall receiver with great hands, sure hands. And then you got O'Leary Orange, who in this offense he's really the 4th option, but he's still a mismatch because he's much bigger than most DBs. And we haven't even talked about Keandre Smith, who's one of the leaders on this team in touchdowns. He started the season really hot, started to cool down a little bit, but he could be explosive. So if this offense shows up the way it's supposed to, that's going to be
key.
Necessary.
That's key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how do they get this offense going? Do they start by spreading the ball around? Do they run the ball?
They love the way. I'm interested to see how they're going to use James Butler, whether they're just going to implement James Butler into the offense or they're going to make James Butler's type of packages. Because like I said, the thing that's so hard about stopping the Hamilton Tiger Cats offense right now, it's so fast paced. It's fast paced even when it looks slow. I'm talking when Bell goes out in motions, he's spreading the field open. Now the linebacker's like, here we go again, got lock in. And then he comes out, gets reverses. You reverse the Tim, you reverse the Bell. It's a lot going on. It's a fast tempo. More as where James Butler were coming downhill, and this is what we would have to do is smack, and play action. Smack, play action. The only thing about smack, we just hope that we don't get smacked, because James Butler plays a physical type of football, and he has to win his smacks. And the thing with smacks is everybody gets their chance to smack. So that's what
they're
going
up against Wynton McManus, who's one of the best linebackers in the CFL. So Wynton McManus has been out for a while. Now he's back at that middle linebacker spot for Toronto. It's going to be a good clash between James Butler and Wynton McManus. I think that's what you're referring to when you talk about running downhill and everybody gets a chance to smack. Those two guys are definitely going to meet a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's going to be a matchup that we're here to see. James Butler, you got this is the man. If you feeling like go and brush your shoulders off, there's not too many. The spotlight is on you. It's like, what did I say? Or the spotlight's on you. Kill for these opportunities. A lot of kids don't get these opportunities, man. I see that a lot of people don't get these opportunities. Take advantage.
Especially when you've had a moment to cool out and you had to sit and wait in the wings for a while. Now you're back in there, charged up, ready to go. Let's talk about these special teams for a minute. Lawrence was a third. We talked about him briefly. He stepped back into the lineup for the first time last week. Immediate impact. Got into the end zone for the first time since 2022. He was a spark.
Yes.
Now, how do they recreate that energy? How do they get back into the end zone? Because I really do think that one of the first tipping points for this team in showing some signs of life this season started with special teams. When they changed special teams coordinators, they got some blocks. Then they started getting some big returns, and then they finally got it in the end zone. So how does the special teams jump this one off?
Hey, they just got to. If I'm Coach McKnight all week, I'm showing this return. But I'm not letting a meeting go by where they ain't see themselves being great, blocking, next level. Lawrence Wood making the first person miss, because your job as a returner ball carrier is always to make the first person miss, fans. Remember that. Your job as a ball carrier is always to make the first person miss at the professional level. So when you see guys making great tackles, those are great plays because their job is to make the first person miss. And Lawrence Woods made the first person miss, and then it was curtains right up there. I'm showing that every single week, all the way into a week. Let your thoughts filled up. I read somewhere, Courtney, you remember I was on this reading this fundamental journey, you know what I mean? Your brain cannot tell what reps you're repping. Like, I used to think about plays all the time in my head, and then I would go into the game, and it would just happen. And I already repped the play almost a million times in my head, just sitting here talking to you. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to make the play. And man, that's what the special teams is going to do. And because they had a great game. They were physical. They were tough. They were making plays. I like to see Cartel turn up a little more. Him playing a little bit of defense and specials. Now, hey, Cartel, defense and specials. Yeah. I remember those days. That was like first year, bro. That was first year, Cartel. That's first year defense and specials. You know, you're supposed to. You were behind, bro. Catch up.
Yeah. There's about 25 to 30 plays on special teams per game. Plus, you're going to get another 65 on defense.
He's going to get a lot of reps.
Oh, yeah. The thing about defense is, unless you're on the D-line, you don't traditionally sub in and out the way that a running back or a D-lineman or a wide receiver might. So if you're a DB or a linebacker that plays special teams and is starting, you have to have your conditioning up in the Canadian Football League. The rosters are small, and they ask you to do it all. But like you mentioned, nurture your mind with great thoughts, getting reps in the mind gym. That's the way to do it. And you talked about something, the blocking. So I think one thing that we'll notice, Felix Gauthier is not in the lineup. Other players are going to have to step up. It's guys like him who are fundamental to this special teams, the blocks that spring a guy like Lawrence Woods. He might make the first person miss, but making sure the second, third, and fourth person, there's a gap there. So
the thing,
do you think that our boy who's back in the lineup, Mr. Panabaker, He's out, and Berkey's in the game.
Listen,
we've been talking about Berkey for a while now. Berkey and Panabaker, do you think they make an impact on this game?
They better make an impact in this game. It's time to grow up, yo. I heard you. I know you heard me talking about how we had families to feed. You better grow up and make some plays for the gang, yo. Like, this is your opportunity to show I'm not a kid anymore. I feel free, you know. Or you want to be looked at like a little kid.
Is that Annie? What is that?
I don't know, but it just came to my head, Courtney. My brain's insane. But this is your chance where you can let everybody look at you like a big dog, man. Like, the last thing you want to do is look like the little brother everybody got to run around and protect and make sure he's all right, you know? Like, it's time to go pull up your socks and go smack people on special teams. And you don't even got to do too much, because the boy Lawrence Woods he's one of those boys. Where is he from? Missouri or something? So he set them up with the little 1-2. He's used to playing football where you throw the football up in the air and there's 22 people trying to tackle one person. We've been practicing the CFL game since we were kids, I could imagine. And the way you had to set up was blocks. You set up blocks for people that are not even on your team, and that's what Woods is also good at. He gives them nice little sets of like, all right, you lost your block a little bit. Hold on, let me set you back up. Let me give you leverage back. And it's just next level football that Lawrence Woods plays back there at returning. And also having him up, it gives you a defensive back that can go in and play football and bring some more big guys. But yeah,
I haven't seen a player listed as a wide receiver / DB since Eric Harris was playing slam linebacker and tight end.
And he scored.
Yeah, you know what? He did.
Scored.
He did catch a touchdown, and he got a sack and an interception in the same game. So he's a rare air if Lawrence Woods can replicate that kind of performance. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Late in the season, guys are banged up. You got to put a little bit more in your sack of rocks and carry a little bit more weight.
We got to give your boy a shout-out because you called this earlier in the season. Lee Trey. Litre. Let's talk about Litre, because I'm one of them people where I like to observe a lot, I pay attention, and I like to think that I know and understand stuff at a high level. Litre's one of them people that came in and did everything you said and more. Think about special teams, where the turnaround in the season was when the block punt actually happened and made things start rolling. Think about when people get a little tired or might not be in the game and we got to sneak the ball, all these first downs and touchdowns that he's been getting. Think about when we're backed up in Labor Day on the 1 yard line and we don't have our starting running back in and we give him the ball and he gets a 10 yards. Think about how he's catching passes, breaking tackles, scoring touchdowns. This is, hey, bro, shout out to Litre. You deserve it. You deserve whatever they give the little boy over there in Saskatchewan. Look, if I'm a GM, I'm taking Litre 100 million days of the week over the highest paid running back in the CFL right now.
I'm sold. I'm sold. The way you put that together, I'm sold. Because sure, last week when he scored his touchdown, it was a clean catch out of the backfield, and then he had to fight his way into the end zone.
Come on, Courtney.
So that's something that's reliable, and he's a leader too. On special teams, you got a lot of people who are flying around fast and physical trying to make plays, but you need somebody to unify that group. They don't get a lot of time, structured time with the coach, so you need players to really run that from the inside, and I think he's one of those guys who's at the core of that special teams unit. Hat tip to Ante.
Hell yeah. And then since we got one over there, I can't leave my defense out of this. I got to get this. I got two people I got to want to get this to, but I'm going to talk about the runner-up first. Let's talk about my dog, Nick Usher Raymond Bag. You know what I'm saying? Nick Usher Raymond Bag has just been playing tough, old school backyard football and having fun doing it. He giving the energy. He is going through double teams. He getting to the quarterback. He's playing heavy on the run. He's stout. I don't believe in PFFA, but when I seen them grade him high, I was like, okay, they did one thing right, because he's been balling and doing a great job. But I got to give it to Prime Time, the guy that's going to be selling some tickets. That boy that's going back home. Not home. He don't even mess with the other side no more. He's going back to this place that he helped build in the Toronto Argonauts. And he's going to show them boys, look, I'm the reason y'all was nice last year. Let's put it like that. Because I'm telling you, we are maniacs when it comes to our competition level of how we want to be the best. So he's like, it was me last year, and let me tell you, the way it looks like it was him last year in that secondary. If you look at Toronto, think about how they lost all the games. This guy's catching interceptions, falling down. This guy's making clutch tackles on the screenplay on Labor Day. He's making every single play that you can ask your boundary, your highest paid player on defense to do, and he's doing his job at the highest level. So we got to clap it up for number 2, Jamal Peters. He get that other one. So
yeah, those are two impact players, high impact players. And last week against Ottawa, Nick Usher, 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery.
Yes, talk to him, Courtney.
Jamal Peters also capping the game off with a late interception where he's all over the receiver. The quarterback tries to throw back shoulder to open him up, and Jamal sticks his foot in the ground, lays out, and gets it in.
Yo, how you gonna try? I don't think people know Jamal Peters is like this long, yo. Right now, I'm holding 8 broomsticks high and low, y'all. Like, know your personnel. I just don't. I be confused sometimes. But look, I got to give another shout out. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, snap. My dog Soli just flew out the sky, yo. Y'all, look. Hey, Ottawa, y'all need to put that boy in, because he gave me a little scare real quick. Only because this is in the black and gold, though. But, yeah, bro, we going to Toronto. We smoking them. We're smoking them. Hey, Courtney, they gave the 2 for 1.
This is so good. This is amazing. This is good. I'm excited. You got me fired up. I'm thinking about each different position group, how we match up against Toronto. They got some guy playing quarterback since he came back. They've been throwing that thing and trying to act like they can get in the end zone. I think the big challenge here for the Ticats is going to be, hey, can you stop the air attack for the Argos? Because if you do that and if you plug up the dam, then everything else is going to come to you. The way that this game gets out of hand for the Ticats is if they let him throw the ball, and if they let these receivers be unperturbed off the line of scrimmage. You got to bother them. You got to put your hands on them a little bit and make the routes not be like it is in pass skelly or walkthrough. If it's exactly as it's drawn up on paper, it'll be too easy for them. I want to see these DBs for the Ticats make it tough on the receivers to do their job. That's going to be, for me, that's a key to victory. What's the key to victory for you?
You're absolutely right on the make their receivers uncomfortable off the line. That's always been the way to get Dinwiddie's offensive slow, and because everybody know it's about timing over there, and if it's not the right timing, he's just going to throw it up to Coxie. That's free game DBs, and they can't do that because we have great players on the outside for that, and Will Sutherland, who's 6'5", and Jamal Peters, who is 6'5", and Will Sutherland's really came into his zone, and we don't play jump balls on this side. So you're absolutely right. The thing that the Toronto Argonauts is, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, still just fool me, because they did the same thing twice. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they did the same thing twice. So what the Toronto Argonauts is going to do, they're going to try to establish a running game. It's going to kill Dinwiddie not to get they're going to have to establish a running game. And I think they will put a lot of energy into establishing a running game in this game, because you can't go in there and try to throw the ball on Chris Jones when y'all all been together for y'all whole lives. You know, y'all been competing against each other y'all whole lives. Like, all these people know each other. It's like me playing my best friend in Madden. Like, I know what he going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, are your players going to make the play or not? That's the kind of defense it's all going to be like. The players are going to be in the right positions. Like, are they going to make the play or not? Because
yeah. And I mean, Kadeem Carey, you know, he's going to get his share of touches. Devaris Daniels and Coxie, they're going to get their touches. David Ungerer, you know, these are guys who are good, but, you know, I got to put my money up on the Ticats every single time. Yeah, we outmatched them. Our team on the other side is better than their team on the other side. And right now, like, that bye week, when we got to go home with that win under the bye week, that was really good. So I heard on one of the other shows I was watching on our CFL Weekly, y'all go check it out. I heard them talking about how Mike Daly was talking about how we're like in the cuffs. You know, you win one game, you're like, okay. You win two games, you're like, okay, we're good. But to be real with you, we need it's 3 games to be like, okay, we're rolling. It's always 3 games. 2 games is, all right, that could just be beginner's luck. 3 games, like, all right, we are rolling. So if they want to get to the we are rolling mark, this is the game where it's like, all right, we rolling. The 3 in a row, do it one time, they're going to think it's luck. Then you got to repeat. Yeah, I mean? So That's it. Well, hey, we all know it's going to be prime time Friday night football tonight, 7 p.m. at BMO Field in Toronto. Sim, how many wins you had in BMO? A whole lot, probably.
Hey,
right?
Can I tell y'all a story about BMO? I'm about to go to BMO Field. You know, I was the first game they played ever in that football field. You know what I'm saying? Toronto had us, and they had us on. They opened the stadium up with Hamilton in there. You know, go do your homework on 2016, how I had a one-liner. Let me tell you guys what a one-liner is in football. A one-liner is when you get every single stat that you can possibly get as a defender. I had about 7 tackles, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, an interception, a pass knockdown, an interception for a touchdown. Hey, and that's how we opened up BMO. So BMO means so much to Simoni Lawrence and his heart and his career, you know. I went trending in America on ESPN, you know. So BMO, I appreciate y'all, man.
There's going to be some love in the air tonight, 7 p.m. Be in Toronto, and if you can't, you can listen in at ticats.ca/listen, or check us out on TV. You know where to find us. It's prime time. This is the CFL. This is the Ticats. It's your favorite team.
Come on, man.
Keep checking us out. This is the greatest pregame show in the nation. It's Tiger Cats Game Day with 21 and 22. So for 21, this is 22. My name's Courtney Stephen. He's Simoni Lawrence. And in case y'all forgot, life is like a sandwich, man.
No matter which way you flip it, man,
bread comes
the
first.
bread comes first. Go get it, Ticats. It's time to go get the bread. We love y'all.
Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Simoni Lawrence. Like, follow, and be game day ready.